Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin Tan. With the college room as well, I will be presenting a couple of programs also. The first one that we have is run by Fatima Albawaya. She's not here right now. She runs the program JCYC Upward Bound. And you can see all of the services that she provides as well. Mainly, she helps support students who may be the first ones in their family to attend college, especially if you are a student who is first generation or of low income. This is the program for you. She mainly recruits students who are freshmen or sophomores. But if you have any information regarding that, you can also scan that QR code. Her email is there as well. Some things to highlight for things that UB offers is a free SoCal trip during junior year. So being part of the program, you get to tour all of the campuses in Southern California, such as USC, UCLA, UC San Diego, and much more. So during spring break, the juniors will be able to go on that trip to just explore more college and immersion. Also, you will receive stipends for being a part of the program as well, for being part of the program, and just an overall great mentorship with Fatima. And up next is my program. I run a program called SF STEM Academy. So SF STEM Academy provides resources to improve students' academic and personal development within science, technology, engineering, and math, hence STEM. In SF STEM Academy, we hold workshops on Mondays and Tuesdays, and asynchronous meetings on Wednesdays and Thursdays, all surrounding about other STEM topics and college readiness. The cool thing about being part of my program as well is that students receive a monthly stipend of around $250 for participating in the program. I also do grade and wellness check-ins just to make sure that students are staying on track with everything regarding their academics and just things that are going on at home, especially during these crucial times of COVID. And similar to Fatima's program, I only recruit freshmen and sophomores, but you are able to stay with the program until you graduate your senior year. And if anyone is interested in that, my email's right there, ktan@jcyc.org. There is a question in the chat, however, says, what is available for middle income students who are not first generation? Well, these are actually, we do prioritize, of course, those that we just listed, that were just said. However, it is available for all students, especially ETS also. We don't shut our doors for anybody. So even last year when we were available in the college room, even for students that are not in my cohort, I still would offer one-on-one tutoring in any science and math classes, as well as just to check in and just to chill and just to hang out. So it's always available to all students. Along with the college group. So those three programs were with JCYC, and additionally we have James, who runs 10,000 Degrees. And 10,000 Degrees, as you can see, is a nonprofit college success organization that supports students from low income backgrounds to and through college, whether it be going to community college, CSUs or UCs. James is also there to provide support. And a great addition to the college room is that we have two great college ambassadors, both alumni from Balboa, Dominic Chan and Vindy Lim. They offer more hands-on support with seniors who need support with college applications, FAFSA, scholarships, dual enrollment, and just collaborating with any other questions that you have regarding applying for college and university. Some cool things about the college room as well is that we have weekly workshops. Obviously, you can attend the ones that have already happened, but our upcoming one is we will be having, oh wait, just kidding, I lied. No, office hours already happened yesterday. In December, because college applications are pretty much ready to go. And if not, most seniors should be applying and getting their applications out. For those who need help with financial aid, we offer workshops on that, as well as office hours. And there will also be virtual college visits to Mills College and more. We'll also be updating this in the springtime as well, just in case there are other questions, but the links and the information is down there. They happen on Wednesdays from 2 to 3. And if there's any other information or questions, always feel free to reach out to us. And then the next slide. Over Thanksgiving break, we are also holding college application support on Monday and Tuesday from noon to 4 p.m. So if you can't get enough of me or Becky, come through on Monday and Tuesday, because like I said, college applications are just around the corner. So if you need any help with that, or if any of your youth need help with application support, please come through. More information to follow. The Zoom link and the passcode is down there at the bottom, so feel free to take a picture. I'm pretty sure that we will send out information on that as well. We're always here to help. The college room is always accessible. All you have to do is just reach out, and we're here to help.
Kevin, there are some questions in the chat.
Oh, definitely. Sorry. Thank you so much. Another question for the college room question regarding SATs, ACTs. Understanding is most, if not all, schools in the Bay Area are currently not testing either exams. Any insight around that? I believe also just the SAT and ACT system, they're trying to sunset that as well. Am I correct, Becky?
Yeah, and I don't know the exact details, but I can say that, so the CSUs and the UCs this year are not looking at the SAT or ACT. So if you're a senior and applying to one of those types of schools, you do not need to take it. However, some private schools may be still looking at it. I can definitely say no one is requiring the SAT or ACT, but some schools are still accepting it. So, you know, it's kind of up to you if you want to take it, and if you feel like you did well, you can still submit your score. But that's only for certain private schools that happen to be accepting that. So you kind of have to, like, you know, go school by school and look on the websites for that. And then in terms of next year, unfortunately, I don't really have any information. I do know that, yeah, I think schools are looking to kind of phase out standardized testing, but I don't think we have any concrete information at the moment.
Great. Any other questions regarding SATs or ACTs? Feel free to say it in the chat. If applying to CCSF, should seniors begin now? I think it's always a good idea to always just think about the option of going to community college. I believe more so in the community routes, you want to do it the semester before. So if you want to apply for, in this example, fall 2021, you should start looking at the classes either during spring or summertime. And also feel free to reach out to counselors in CCSF as well. But if you have any other questions regarding that, also feel free to reach out to either Becky or James regarding CCSF. Is there a place for all the college info? Oh, is there a place all the college info is available? Yes, there is. We are creating a Google Classroom right now. More information to follow on that. We don't have the link available right now, but we are planning on sending out the Google Classroom code to all of the classes once we have everything squared away. So keep an eye out for that. But if anything, always feel free to reach out during emails. Yeah, but I also got another one. Can I get your email? Yeah, I'll post my email in the chat again. It's ktown@jcyc.org. But also I will also put Becky's as well, just in case people have missed it. Any other questions before we move forward? Because the next half is a great one. All right.
Yeah, I can just email me for now, and I can just email you the slideshow directly, and then we can get it up get uploaded to the Google Classroom.
Yay.
And
All right.
there's a typo on this slide. I apologize. I do know how to spell college. Sorry, everyone. All right, we're just going to kind of jump into the next portion of this. So I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of the process of applying to college and what that looks like and what are the requirements. So as you can kind of see, it really does depend on what type of school you're applying to. So I don't want to read every single thing on this page, but I'll try and kind of go through each of the different types of schools. So for community colleges, those are going to be your 2-year colleges. There is no required GPA or coursework or testing. Pretty much everyone who applies gets accepted. It's just a question of pretty much going to this website, filling out some information, and that usually happens in the spring. For the CSUs, there are some requirements in terms of whether or not you're eligible for admission. So the CSUs do require that you complete your A through G requirements with at least a C- or higher. They are going to be looking for a GPA of 2.5 or higher. And one thing to note here is that for both the CSUs and the UC schools, when we talk about the minimum GPA, that's the GPA that's calculated just on the A through G requirements that the student took in 10th and 11th grade. So any classes that they took in 9th grade or any classes that don't fall into that A through G category actually don't get calculated into that GPA. So just something to keep in mind and something to note, your student will have a GPA on their transcript that may not be the exact same GPA that a CSU or a UC is going to look at. In terms of the SAT or ACT, again, they're all test blind this year. And we're kind of staying tuned for next year. The CSUs do not require an essay, which is nice. The only thing is that if you want to apply to the Educational Opportunity Program, they do require a couple of short answer questions. And that program is for low income and first generation students. From here, it's a really great program. It's kind of just to offer extra support throughout the 4 years of college. So if you want to apply to that, you do need to do a couple short answer essays, but otherwise no essay for the CSU application. Here is the website, and pretty much what you do is you just, you go log on, you're going to input some basic information, you're going to input, the classes you took, any extracurricular activities you were involved in. There are going to be some questions about the family income and household size and that kind of thing. But overall, it's pretty straightforward. You kind of just got to sit down and do it. There's just one application for all of the CSU schools, and I believe they have about 23 campuses. So they try and make it easy for you. You just one application and then you select which schools you want to send it to. There are no recommendations required unless you're, applying for this EOP program. And then the deadline for the CSUs is December 4th. That's typically it's typically November 30th, but this year, because of COVID and everything, they have extended it to the end of that week. So moving on to the UCs, again, they require that you complete your A through G requirements with a C or higher. They are looking for a GPA minimum of 3.0, and they are test blind this year. The UCs do ask for 4 personal insight questions. And basically these are going to be some short answer questions. You will have 8 questions and you get to pick 4. And they're pretty much just, an opportunity for students to give a little bit more context about like who they are, what's important to them, how they've kind of grown over the last 4 years and that kind of thing. The application link is here as well. There are no recommendations required for the UCs, and that deadline is November 30th. And so that is the Monday after Thanksgiving. It is right around the corner. So if you are the parent of a senior who is thinking about applying to CSUs or UCs, please make sure that they are working on those applications. Again, the CSUs, there's no essays. It's just a question of kind of sitting down and plugging your information in, but the UCs do have those personal insight questions. And we do recommend that they sit down and kind of take their time with those. I'm more than happy to help look over essays. We're getting a little short on time here, so that definitely the sooner you send them to me, the better. But yeah, just feel free to email me and I can help take a look at those. And then when it comes to private schools, pretty much everything varies. A lot of the deadlines aren't until either December or January, February. It just depends. So I think that if you have a student who's interested in applying to a private school, you definitely want to, start checking that out now and figure out when the deadlines are, what are the requirements, all that kind of stuff. A lot of private colleges are on what's called the Common App, the Common Application, and that website is listed here. So it's kind of a similar system. It's one website that will send your application to a lot of different schools. And then sometimes different private schools will ask for like supplemental essays or certain, extra things. Yeah, really just essays for the most part. But yeah, it does make it easier. Not all colleges, however, are on the not all private schools are on the Common App. Some private schools do have their own applications just like on their own website. So again, I just recommend that you visit each college's website to, figure out what the process is. And yeah, so let me just pause here. I'm seeing some questions in the chat. Okay, so are recommendations for UCs optional or do they not accept them at all? They do not accept them. Yeah, so there are no letters of recommendation for UC schools. They do not accept them. And yeah, oh, sorry, Kevin already answered that question. Okay.
I got you, girl.
Okay, all right, let's move on. Wait, is this, okay, sorry. All right, so in terms of fee waivers, so it does typically cost, it could cost anywhere between like $70 to $100 for each school. It can definitely get pricey. However, there are some fee waivers. You do have some options. So for the CSUs, those are the Cal State schools. There is a fee waiver that's built into the application, and that's based on your family size and income. And if you qualify, you get to apply to 4 campuses for free. And unfortunately, if you don't qualify, there's no other fee waiver that we can give you. They don't accept any other fee waivers. For the UCs, it's similar. So there's also a built-in a built-in fee waiver that's based on your household income and size. If you qualify, you'll get to apply to 4 or up to 4 UC campuses for free. However, the big difference here is that if you don't qualify based on your income, we can actually offer you another fee waiver. So all you need to do is have your student enroll in JCYC ETS. It's really just a short form that we collect. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but JCYC ETS is a federally funded program. So we are required to collect these forms from students that we serve. But at any rate, it's pretty simple. Once a student is enrolled, they would be eligible for a mail-in fee waiver. And that would, again, allow them to apply to 4 UC campuses for free. For private schools, again, if you're enrolled in JCYC, we got some benefits. So students can apply to private schools on the Common App for free. When they get to that question about the fee waiver, they just need to select that they're enrolled in a federally funded TRIO program, such as JCYC. So not every school on the Common App is going to accept the fee waiver, but I think most will. It's up to the school, but I've never heard of a student not being able to use that fee waiver. And then additionally, for private schools that are not on the Common Application, we can also offer a mail-in fee waiver. And I will put a link, actually, I can just do this right now really quick. Or maybe I can't. Okay, at the end of this, I will put a link to the JCYC ETS form. So if you're interested in this, we can just, you can fill it out online on DocHub. And then I think this got deleted, but real quick, I also want to just mention that we also offer SAT and ACT fee waivers. So if you are a student who's, a junior and is thinking about taking the SAT or ACT, please feel free to email me and I will just have you fill out our form and then I will send you an SAT fee waiver. Okay, so I think this last thing, just paying for college. So I know that, we all know college is really expensive, but financial aid really is available and it's really widely used. It's about 85% of students are receiving some kind of aid. So I definitely don't want you to think that, college is out of the question or anything like that. It really is possible. And there's a lot of different types of financial aid. So just to really briefly go through the different types. So Cal Grants and Pell Grants, that is money that you do not have to pay back. In terms of work study, that is basically when you would go and you kind of get a job through the university, and then the money that you earn goes directly towards your tuition. So you're not going to get a paycheck every pay period, but it is a really great program. It's nice because students get to oftentimes work on campus with their peers, and also that money is tax-free. So that's pretty cool. Then you also have the option of scholarships. So sometimes universities will give scholarships to students based on merit or need. Other times you can actually apply to an external scholarship. I know JCYC has a scholarship. I do try and email students when I find out about scholarship opportunities. And then lastly, student loans. So I know that's kind of, no one wants to take out student loans for obvious reasons, but I will just say that, taking out loans can be a really great investment in yourself, as long as you are making sort of an educated decision about it. So just to kind of, I guess, actually back up and talk about the process. So sometime in the fall, your seniors only, will fill out the FAFSA or the California Dream Act application. They will, list what colleges they're going to apply to. They'll list their financial information. And then in the spring, students will hear back from colleges. They'll find out if they're accepted or not. And then they'll also get this award letter that tells them how much money they're going to get for each school. So at that point, I'm more than happy to sit down with students and parents and kind of figure out, what makes the most sense for you and your family. And again, taking out loans, it is kind of like the last resort, but it can be a really great option. And it's something we just kind of have to, be smart about it. And yeah. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to mention? Let me check the chat. Okay, there's a lot happening here. Kevin, I think you got it. So I'm just gonna move on.
I got you.
All right, so I just wanted to kind of throw this up here. Last thing, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or Kevin, any of us. We're more than happy to answer any questions or help students with their applications. One more quick plug for the weekly workshops and the office hours over Thanksgiving break. Again, if you are the parent of a senior, those deadlines are really fast approaching. So we want to make sure they get all the support that they need. And then lastly, we are on Instagram. If you would like to give us a follow, we're at Balboa College Room. And we do share some kind of like upcoming events and scholarships and different things like that. So thank you all for watching. I don't know how we're doing on time. I'd be happy to answer a couple questions, or we can just kind of move into the next segment of the PTSA meeting.
Thank you both for coming. I want to just first off, just say again, massive thank yous for our College Room team for showing up this evening. Thank you all. The emails have already been shared, so feel free to hit up Becky or Kevin if you have any questions. I did want to ask one question, answer one question about AP exams, and just a few things real quick that hasn't been brought up, but currently the College Board is pushing forward with in-person AP exam testing in May. As crazy as that sounds, they're trying to push forward with that. In the event that, let's say, the city is still not allowing in-person instruction, they may revert to online exams like they did last spring. I oversee AP exams, and I'm the SSD College Board coordinator at Balboa, so that's any updates will come from me directly. And then one more question, if your child doesn't know their AP scores, it's typically not in their transcript. Please have your child log into their My AP account on College Board. Usually their scores are available there. If not, I can also find that information for you. So feel free to email me. My email address is right there. I was addressing it to Sandy, but email me if you need to know what your child's score is for AP exams, and I can dig that up for you guys. All right. But if there's nothing else for Becky and Kevin, I'd be more than happy to let them go. Thank you guys again for all your help. This was great. I do want to make a few announcements from the principal. Mr. Free could not make it this evening, but he gave me some awesome things for me to share with you guys. So let me just share my screen real quick. Just need a few moments of you guys' time. We got some pretty cool announcements to make. If you guys were not aware, hold on one second, if I can find it. We just recently gone through our WASC accreditation mid-cycle review. For those of you guys who don't know, at Balboa, at every high school, every elementary school, all the way up through colleges are in the West Coast are accredited with WASC. And with WASC, we earned a 6-year recommendation 3 years ago for accreditation, which is the highest you can get. We earned our highest accreditation rating with 6 years. So this past week was our 3-year mid-cycle review. And so there's a few highlights I wanted to bring up, which I think is also relevant and pertinent to all of you guys as our families and our allies. Among them, here's some progress on our implementation of the following school-wide action plan items. One, the school, including teachers, staff, and administration, investigate ways to increase attendance rates for all students, especially traditionally underrepresented subgroups, to ensure that all students can maximize instructional time. You'll see the recommendations put forth here that were in place when we were brick and mortar in-person learning. But as I explained earlier with the wellness checks, the Balboa Coordinated Care Team has worked very hard the last few weeks, calling homes of students who have fallen off in attendance, have not shown up in their Zoom meetings, have not turned in any work. So we have been really, really intentional in calling homes. And as I said earlier, a lot of families were shocked to find out that some of their students, their own kids in their own home, have not been going to their classes regularly. The second point, the teachers should continue to participate in professional development to learn, implement, and refine a variety of instructional strategies to support student engagement and student achievement in targeted subgroups for both literacy and numeracy. This goal continues to go on. However, we are adding one caveat in all this, which is our teachers being able to implement this in distance learning. We've had extensive district professional development opportunities for our teachers to do this, and we are currently continuously trying to find ways to get this to teachers to, again, relearn teaching in ways to fulfill these goals in a Zoom classroom. It's hard, but we're still pushing forward whether we're in Zoom or not. The third point, the school as a community, including administration, faculty, staff, parents, students, engage in training and implementation of reflective and restorative practices to increase the students' self-efficacy. A huge part of what we're doing with the coordinated care team, for example, is being able to have the Wellness Center work very closely along with our allies in the Department of Public Health to help continue, one, raising the culture and climate committee's reach with the school, as well as being able to ensure that students are getting as much of the attention as they require. And it is very hard to do this in a virtual setting. We are having a hard time trying to do it, but we're trying our best to keep kids connected any way they can. And as you'll see here, again, these points are for when we were in in-person learning, but everything that we're trying to do is also geared towards the unforeseeable future around distance learning. The fourth point, the school, including administration, faculty, and staff, should work to develop common assessments in order to monitor student academic progress and engage in regular conversations about the data generated from student assessments to target more specific areas for student growth. As you know, your kids are assessed a lot. We have district and state exams that we give to our students, but we also have common assessments that we've been doing, for example, with the pathways for our students and our families who are in 11th and 12th grade. As you know, each of your respective pathways have a capstone project. It's going to look different this year now that we're in virtual learning, but we are continuing to try to do some meaningful project-based learning work for your child to be able to show their understanding and their learning in ways that are beyond just the regular old final exam. And on that note, with final exams, we are still unsure of how the exams are going to look like at the end of each semester, especially since we're doing distance learning, but we will keep you posted. But just do know that every teacher is trying to be as intentional as possible to make sure that the learning that they're doing is meaningful and relevant and ultimately beneficial for them, regardless of how the assessment's going to look. Number 5, and we're almost done, the school, including administration and faculty, should work to continue outreach to parents and guardians to engage them in the school community and establish productive relationships for the benefit of students' well-being. We have about 80 participants here tonight. Really great turnout for all of you guys to come. This is just one of the various ways we are trying to adjust to distance learning and being able to reach out to all of you guys as families. And we do hope that you guys spread the word to your friends, your family, your fellow parents and family members who have kids who go to Balboa. Try to spread the word. We'd like to continue to get you guys here in the virtual building and be able to break bread with us as we also come up with solutions. We have, as you know, an SSC and an ELAC that have been instrumental in making some major changes in the school. And we continue to try to be as transparent as possible with families. And then the last point, big one, the school would benefit from an examination of their Bell schedule and master schedule to address the perceived issues of tracking and equity of access to the curriculum and support for all students. As you know, we've used this shelter in place to completely change our schedule. You see that our kids only see the teachers teach a period, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 alternating, right? This may carry over when we come back as far as changing our Bell schedule for good. We found that a change of Bell schedule could benefit the students in many ways, including adding additional electives available for students, especially those who are deficient in credits. The current schedule that we have with periods 1 through 6 and all that, the way it used to rotate before COVID-19, it just didn't work that way as far as getting students opportunities to take electives. And we've heard from a lot of families, why do we not have as many electives? Well, part of it's the master schedule, part of it's the Bell schedule. So our goal with your help is to rework how learning will be at Balboa for the foreseeable future by re-examining the Bell schedule, re-examining the master schedule, and making some changes. So we definitely want to invite you guys to the table once the decision-making process restarts. And then just a few highlights around the areas of strength and growth. And you can see right over here, we are working faculty and staff together to create a safe and welcoming environment conducive to student learning and accessible to all students. Again, this is challenging in the age of Corona, but we are trying our very best each time to make that work. Our pathways are very strong. It's definitely a major highlight of the school. So we are going to continue to work with our pathway teachers to encourage the students to continue to take advantage of it, so the students will be college, career, and community ready when they graduate from Balboa. And of course, our connection to you guys, our local community, and our commitment to meeting the needs of all Balboa students with our families, not just your kids, but with you guys as well, as part of the big stakeholders in our decision making. So I wanted to close up that part with a video. And this will actually show, I don't know if you are aware, but we had a huge art wing in the very back. And for our alumni, I see Joey and some other folks and Flora. The old shop wing in the very back of Balboa for many, many years was a textbook office for the district. We were able, with the help of our previous principal, Susan Ritter, to get them out of our school and reclaim it for our students. And so the last few years, we were able to secure funding, millions of dollars, I believe, to renovate the entire area. So now this art wing has turned into, it's the Leonidakis Center. And we are going to be able to bring the kids back. A makerspace is available. There's just, it looked beautiful, and I will just play that video right now. So here we go.
I want you to close your eyes and vision the most beautiful place in the world. If you're in the hood, in the ghetto street corner, come on this journey. The best journey. It's a mansion, acres of land, and swimming pools and all that. Check it out. I'm capable of anything. My imagination can give me wings to fly like doves over the streets, watching many things. Kids walking home from school on drug blocks, missionaries pass out papers that read love God. I see faces, cases, judges and jurors, masons, lawyers and cops. I watch Gazette thugs' faces, my mirror, but this was one in particular. This kid, he was the venture sticker, my pro, 16 years old, did his jail sentence, nowhere to go. Every morning calls his comrade to come and get him to smoke. He insane, already gone mad, blames himself for his setbacks. Dangerous street corners where his sets at. Sling from dusk to dawn. Detectives act like they maniacs, chasing him. His asthma's flaring, smoking like a chimney on Remy. Of course he not caring. He need a place to go to keep his mind expanding. I give him a helping hand, bring him out to Thug's Vanish.
Every city, there's a place where life's a little easy, little Hennessy, laid back and cool every hour, cause it's all good. Leave all the stress from the world outside, every wrong done will be alright. Nothing but peace, love, and street passion. Every ghetto needs a blood.
Dear mama, don't cry, your baby boy's doing good. Tell the homies I'm in heaven and they ain't got hoods. Seen a show with Marvin Gaye last night. It had me shook, drinking peppermint schnapps with Jackie Wilson and Sam Cooke. Then some lady named Billie Holiday sang, sitting there kicking it with Malcolm till the day came. Little Tasha show grown, tell a lady in the liquor store that he forgiven. So come home, maybe in time you understand. Only God can save us. When Miles Davis cutting loose with the pen, just think all the people that you knew in the past that passed long, they in heaven found peace that lasts. Picture a place that they exist together. There has to be a place better than this in heaven. So right before I sleep, dear God, what I'm asking, remember this face, save me a place in Thug's Mansion.
Every city, there's a place where life's a little easy, little Hennessy, laid back and cool every hour, cause it's all good. Leave all the stress from the world outside, every wrong done will be alright. Nothing but peace, love, and street passion, every ghetto.
Thug's Mansion right there. As you can see, that video was made in part by our incredible principal, Freedom Siam. So just big ups for Free for making his putting his video skills to the test. But as you can see, that is our art wing. It looks phenomenal. I can't even recognize it. The only thing that they left that was there is still the Tupac mural that's been there since at least '95. But it is a state-of-the-art part of our school now. That 90-year-old building that we have has a state-of-the-art center for our kids. So once we come back, that place will be ready for them. And that should be it on my end again. I do want to say real quick, I know it's getting cold. I'm getting word from families. Marina, I see your message in your email as well as from Joe. It's getting cold. I know a lot of your kids' winter coats are still in the lockers. The district had limited the access to any people in the building dramatically, and so even administrators have to get prior approval to get back in. As you may or may not know, we have canceled our distribution day this Friday. Administrators will not be available to be there this Friday. So if you're able to just hold it together a bit longer, our next time will be December 4th, which is unfortunately after the Thanksgiving break, but that will be the next time we'll be able to come to the building. And we will try our best to facilitate at least of us being able to get materials from the lockers. I have to wait for the district to give us the green light to be able to do that, and we can do that. But I will keep you posted. I may make another all family student email for everybody so you guys know, when or where or how you'll be able to get materials from your locker. But right now it's pretty tight as far as them allowing us to be able to get things from the locker, but we will keep you posted, knowing that a lot of folks need those winter coats, because I know it's in the city. It's cold in the city right now. I know that. But again, thank you all for that, for taking the time. And again, we're doing this for you guys. We're doing this for the kids, the best we could, whether we're in the building or in Zoom. And just one more thing I need to address before I let the rest of the PTSA take it. But you probably heard in the news, the Board of Education had approved a resolution with a timeline of bringing students back in the building. My understanding, if as good as yours, it's January 25th, starting with early ed, all the way to elementary K through 2, I believe. That's still on the table, but yet we are also seeing a dramatic rise in COVID cases in the city. San Francisco moved from the yellow to 2 tiers up to red and maybe approaching the purple tier. That may very well affect the timeline as far as getting kids back in the building. Currently, I don't have nothing definitive for high school except a guess that it might be in potentially February. But again, this is contingent of what happens with the city and with maybe the progress of a vaccine. So I know a lot of families have been hitting us up with that, but we are going to try our very best to give you guys. We're definitely trying to ensure that your children are safe, as well as every staff member in the city who would have to be expected to come back in. So it's a very convoluted, complicated process that's continuously changing, but we are definitely trying to do what we can to make sure that things are safe for your kids, for your families, and for everybody else who are working for your children. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Nepo. Wow, seeing that video of Tupac put some tears in my eyes, let alone brought back a lot of memories of when I attended school, seeing the tech center. Thank you for that video. That was awesome. I guess Neil, we can start with our PTSA membership. Neil, if you can go into, click on the Balboa High School link. All right. Once you get to the link, there's a PTSA tab that you can click on. To join, you can click on to where it says the HTTP/. If you can click on that. What that does is it brings you up to our Balboa High School PTSA application. Once you fill out, if you can scroll down, there are needed information that we require. And once you get down to this area here where it's payment information, we give 2 options to pay through PayPal or Square. The difference between the 2 is with PayPal, you would have to have a PayPal account to be able to make the payment. But with Square, just as long as you have a Visa, MasterCard, or American Express card, you can use that option to make the payment there. Membership for adults. Angela, do you want to say anything in regards to membership as far as the fee?
Yes, I mean, for the adult, you can like just check it, but I mean, it's just fee pay, maybe whatever people can pay for it, right?
Yeah. So for adults, it's $10 each. So say you have 2 parents that want to join, you just check the box. If you have 2 students that you have at the school that you want to join, you just check the box. And then what you do is, if you can put a cash appeal in, a donation, there are some specific dollar amounts there, but you can choose your own amount, the second to the bottom. Or if you choose at the time when you're filling out the application not to send a donation, that's fine. You just select the none box. On the bottom is where you at that point would put the $30. That would be the 2 adults and the 2 students. But if it's just 1 adult, you put $10 there. If it's 1 student, you put $5 there. And if you scroll down to the bottom, at that point, scroll a little bit more down. At that point, you have the option to send yourself a copy of of this form here by turning on the send me a copy. Once you feel that you've completed, you can go ahead at that time and hit submit. After hitting submit, what that does is it brings you to either the PayPal or the Square option that you chose, and then you just fill out the payment portion. And after that, you'll submit your payment to the PTSA. On the top of the form, it did have your email address, and at that point, that will supply us as to the student's information, your name, your home address, and your contact information. Currently, right now, I believe Balboa PTSA has a little over 10 members due to the fact that we have been out of school so long. That is understandable. But one of the things to send in a donation and also with your membership, that helps the school help those that put in requests, such as the teachers and even students. And if I could just, recently we received a request from one of our students. She wrote, the senior class student government, she's part of the student government, wants to create shirts specifically for in care of our 2021 and provide it to every senior for free. In our environment pandemic, we understand that not everyone is able to buy a shirt, which is why we're trying to make it accessible for all students, for all seniors at Balboa. We would try to have the logo for the shirt done by the end of the year and start giving it out to seniors next semester. We aren't sure how next semester is going to work, or if events like prom will be completely canceled. So we're trying to make sure we have enough funds if something last minute changes. So basically, part of the student government is asking the PTSA to support them by buying t-shirts for all the seniors. So that's one of the reasons we need donations. And I would appreciate if you would take the time later on this evening or tomorrow to fill out an application to become a member of the PTSA. Angela, do you have anything to say in regards to membership?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I was messed up. For the membership, yes, you have to like do one parent, check for the parent for $10 or the child for $5. But the other one, the below one, you can check whatever you can feel comfortable to put on donation.
Okay.
Laura, we have a question in the chat.
Okay.
It's, can we make a donation for a shirt fund specifically?
Yes. What you could do at the time when you're making the donation, you can go ahead and indicate. What I could do is, that's a very good question. Regarding this fund, what we could do is I can make a little area on the bottom of, so that you can specifically specify as to what you'd like that donation for. So yes, we'll go ahead and update that application as soon as possible. Actually, I can do it right now. But yes, that's a great question. And hopefully that answered it for you. So yeah.
Do you want to go on?
Neil, anytime, yeah, if you want to move on to, does anyone else, like Joey, do you have anything, or Suzanne or Anna, to say in regards to membership? No? Okay. So we can go ahead on to the next piece of parent view.
Oh, hold up. Wait, I do.
Yeah, here we come. Go ahead.
It's for parents who are just joining in to our illustrious school. and the school's been around since 1928. It is considered as a landmark in the city. It's very important for parents, if you just, especially for freshman parents, to come in and join in and be part of the PTSA, because a lot of our kids doesn't really tell us everything what's going on at school. This is the best way for you to know what's going on at the school, to get all the information, what's going on, what's happening, if there's any important that needs to be brought out. It's very vital for your kids also to be taking part of the PTSA, because once they graduate, they are eligible to be part of the alumni. And as far as being parents to our Balboa students, it's critical for us to be there for them, especially now since they're heading toward, they're in high school and in a couple of years to be in college. So it's very important for us to be involved with the school and get to really know the teachers and staff, as well what's going on in the school in general. So I highly suggest you guys do take part of the PTSA, because you know it's the only way you'll really find out how the school is working, what the how everything is up and up, and there's nothing in surprise what's going on. So I mean, me and my wife are happy about it, and I know a lot of alumni are still involved with the PTSA, what's going on, because we go hand in hand how the school is being run and how we'll see where the future leads to. So that's where you come in. So I highly encourage you guys to take part of the PTSA and become a member. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. Okay. So if you want to move on to the next portion. Here, the PTSA felt that it was important for us to make a piece tonight in regards to parent view, such as activating parent view, emergency cards online, grades, how to look up grades, how to look up the attendance for your student, even to email teachers and lunch forms. So Neil, if you can tab on to the Balboa High School tab. Yeah, click there. Wonderful, thank you. So if you go to the tab of families, once you get here, you can go head down to parent view. And once you come to the screen, there are a couple of key things to be able to activate your parent view. One is you have to have a activation code. If you don't have an activation code, you can email either LHU or Ingrid. Their emails are here. And what they would do is they would respond to your email with your activation code. Once you receive the activation code, you then can follow down to step 2. Go up a little bit, Neil. That in the area of step 2, if you click on that, there are some key information for you to be able to activate your parent view. If you scroll all the way down, Neil, to the bottom, the second one down, the bullet point down on this form, if you click there, and then go ahead and scroll up, there are, such as the one that you see here, there are videos. This one here is for parent view. It gives you insight on how to check on your students' grades, attendance, school district school communications, student login information, and online application and forms. To activate your student view, once you have your code, go all the way up to the top. On the left-hand side is the tab under Family Portal Parent View, where if you click that, there's a video once it loads that shows you how to activate your parent view. So I see that there's some questions here. Let me, 1 second. Okay, there's first of all, to receive more information in regards to Parent View, you can email in the chat. Neil provided the email for both Ella and for Ingrid. They're wonderful. They will provide you as much information as possible that you can activate your Parent View there. Now there's a question, can it be possible to edit the student's emergency information? Ours is incorrect, and yes, there is. When you go onto the Parent View screen, there, let me see, go up a little bit. There's a tab also under where it says online application. So if you click that, and then there's step-by-step instructions. But if you log into Parent View, because there is a slide that would show that I had.
Is it?
I think it's on the other one, but if you go into for those that are already activated, when you go into your Parent View and you log in, the first thing that shows is OLR, that's the online registration. And there it is right there. Just like that video, how to enroll online video, will show you exactly how you can log into and go on to the online registration. I don't know, do you guys want to see the video at this time? I don't know how long it is, but
You want me to play it?
sure.
Hi, and welcome to the SFUSD Online Application Guide. This video will show you how to submit an online application. You can click pause or slide the timer to review information if we're moving too fast. To apply online, you'll need a Parent View account, picture ID, and a list of schools and programs. There are two types of applicants. If this is your first time applying to SFUSD, you'll need to create a new Parent View account. We'll go over that over the next couple slides. If you have a current or former SFUSD student, or you've applied in the past, you'll need to activate your existing Parent View account. More on that later. If you're new to SFUSD, just enter in sfusd.edu/online app on your web browser. In Parent View, you can select your preferred language at any time by clicking English in the web browser or current language in the mobile app. For new applicants, click Activate and create a new account. Then answer the questions and click Continue. After you click Continue, read and accept the privacy statement and enter in your information, and instructions will be emailed to you. Once you're logged in, select SFUSD application for 2021-22 and click Start New Application.
But there is an application click that you could
If
do
you have
for
a current
emergency cards there.
SFUSD student, or you've applied in the past, you can use your parent view account to log in. You're going to enter portal.sfusd.edu on your web browser. Click Parent View, and then enter your username and your password to log in. Once you're logged into Parent View, go to the upper right corner of your screen and click Online Forms. That will take you to the online app. If you're using the Parent View mobile app, click Online Registration and follow the next steps. Once you're in, you can select SFUSD application for school year 2021-22 and click Start New Application. Now that you've accessed the application, you'll see that it's organized into 5 sections. Please complete all sections and read all instructions carefully. Once you've entered information on the family and parent guardian, you're now ready to make school and program pathway selections. You can make multiple selections on the application. To reorder your choices, just drag and drop the school selection in the order that you prefer. If you'd like to remove a selection, click the X in the upper right-hand corner of the school selection box. Before submitting, you're going to need to upload required documents. Select the document type and click Upload to find your file. Photos of documents and IDs are acceptable as long as they're legible. The last step before submitting is to review your application. Click Previous to review and edit information, or click Review to review all information. Once you submit the application, you'll receive an email. We'll let you know if we need anything else. You'll receive an offer letter the week of March 22nd, 2021. Visit our website at sfusd.edu/enroll to see updates.
Okay, so in that that's for the Balboa website. The family tab, it shows all different videos regarding Parent View, how to look up grades, how to look at the attendance for your student. Let's see.
Where you want me to show, Laura?
Yeah, if you click on the instruction to activate your account, going all the way down. I mean, these are the steps to activate, but to get to the video portion, it's the second bullet point, all the way down at the bottom of the page, right there. Some other, right there. If you can click on that. So once you're at this page, on the left-hand side, these are all this area here shows.
Oh, here's the emergency.
There's the emergency card. So if you click that, it'll walk you through with a video and or verbiage instructions. One of the things, the emergency card, in the past, we brought them to school. Our students usually brought them in once the administrators and the teachers gave it to them to fill out. But this is a good time to take the opportunity to update your information, such as telephone numbers, email addresses, and even the emergency contact as to whom the school can contact if there was an emergency once school does start again, if and when this year. But this is a great opportunity to update your information in so that school can get a hold of you. So yeah, that's, I mean, that's all the videos and that can help you walk through. But like I said earlier, if you do need any further help with that, Ella and Ingrid can walk you through it.
There's a question in the chat.
Okay.
How much are senior shirts and or sweatshirts?
Okay. Well, one of the things, because this is something that was a suggestion made by the student body, we're still looking into that. Usually t-shirts cost about $20. Sweatshirts can range anywhere from 35 to 45 to 65. But this is something that the student body thought they could put together. So we're still working out all the logistics. And as soon as we do find out further information, we will share it with parents. So yeah, like I said, usually t-shirts are around $20. They want to make it, you know, fun for the school to make the t-shirt design and what have you. So as soon as we find out information, we can share it with all of you.
Flora, if I may, can I also just do a quick butting in? Our very esteemed principal, Mr. Freedom Siam, has made it to the building. I just want to make sure that we introduce him and if he could say some words. Again, Principal Free, we really love the video that you made of our new CAST center, the Lena Daca Center. So
yes,
man, the myth, the legend is here.
Thanks. Thanks, Nepo. Yeah, I thank you so much for presenting that, Nepo. You're actually a lot more savvy tech-wise, and it probably wouldn't have worked if I tried to share it. So thank you for doing that. And I have my own side hustle, so I do weddings and birthdays. If you need any, no, I'm just joking. Yeah, we through the partnership between the Balboa CAS Academy and Canva. You may be familiar with Canva because they've upped their marketing game and they got commercials every other commercial on TV these days. But we have Balboa had all of our students and staff have professional accounts because of that partnership that we have with Canva, which is based out of Australia. And I was able to produce that movie in Canva. So anyways, welcome. I'm sorry that I'm late. I still had Tuesday's meeting in my calendar and did not have the Thursday one in my calendar. So thank you very much, Mr. Nepo, for representing us well.
Thank you, Free. All right, Flora.
Flora, you're muted.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as far as if anybody has any questions in regards to anything that we've discussed this evening, you can go ahead at this time and put it in the chat. But I don't know, Neil, do you have anything else to say? Mr. Messino and Freedom?
I can share a few other highlights. I mentioned before about our Culture and Climate Committee. I wanted to at least make sure that all of the families who are still in attendance know, sorry if my son is in the background, but we are trying our best to give incentives for our kids who are doing well, both academically as well as attendance-wise. And so what I forgot to mention was that we are going to roll out some recognitions for perfect attendance, for all classes, perfect attendance for all days, and as well as most improved attendance for both the marking period 1 and the marking period 2. It's a long process, and we're currently trying to design certificates. The students are actually helping us design certificates. So I will publish that on the website soon, and you will be able to find out if your child made the list. Additionally, for grades, and as I mentioned earlier about our push to have students be able to make up for incompletes and not get Fs, it's a school-wide effort that we're working on. Again, I also want to make sure that we're recognizing the students who have done well the first 2 marking periods, but as well as the students who are improving the most from marking period 1 and 2. So we are making every effort to try to give students the recognition they deserve during COVID learning, but we're also giving incentives as far as like prizes and raffles. So we're still working on that, but it's coming, and we're going to give you guys the opportunity to find that out soon. I did send an email a few weeks ago to all your children, letting them know that they're coming down the pipeline, and that to keep up the good work, and for them to work with their teachers if they need to improve their assignments and make up work, especially if they received an incomplete or an F for that matter. So I just wanted to make sure that you all knew that's coming down. There's a lot of work going on, but we're working on it.
There's a couple of questions in the chat if you wanted to answer them.
Okay. Okay, as far as going back to the t-shirts and shirts, because that is still in the works, I don't have any definite answers as far as the cost of the t-shirt. But one of the things is the PTSA does sell merchandise, but because of our situation, it's a little difficult to be able to still be able to provide the merchandise to our members. Usually in the past, we did it at our general meetings or at any functions that took place on campus. So that's one of the things that we want to try to put in the works, so that maybe we can have them available to view and to be paid for through Square and PayPal. And then maybe we can therefore have it delivered to your home. But as far as right now, most of our merchandise is at the school. And as we know, it is, without the approval of our district office, we can't get into the school to get our merchandise. So that's one of the things that we will try to change and get maybe some of our merchandise available for those that do want shirts and sweatshirts with the Balboa logo.
Let's talk after this, Flora. I actually I have an option I'm considering of putting our swag online for people to purchase on demand.
That's wonderful.
Okay, and then when I could coordinate to make sure that the PTSA or the Balboa Alumni Association makes the profit off of that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
There was a really great question in regards to the changing of the bell schedule, and so we're still looking at a long-term, at least a 3-year timeline. But we really need to enlist parents to be part of focus groups in the future to hear your thoughts and your recommendations. The question in the chat was, will there be more AP opportunities if we change the bell schedule? And I'm going to respond in general, there will be a lot more opportunities if we were to change the bell schedule. And that would include a lot more opportunities for more AP classes. It will also include a lot more opportunities for other enrichment elective courses, such as band classes, guitar classes, art classes, dance classes. And it just creates a lot more room in the schedule. And the reason why is because we are on a 6-period schedule, it really limits what we have to offer as classes. And most of the things that we offer as classes have to fit the A through G requirements of graduating from San Francisco USD, as well as to meet the requirements of getting into a California State University or a University of California school. And so that is one of the main reasons this administration is interested in changing the Bell schedule. But we can't do that without your voice. And in the near future, Liz DeGill, assistant principal, will be calling on parents to help contribute their thoughts and ideas to that conversation.
Could you also go over the program with City College?
Absolutely, absolutely. So one of the reasons why parents, and correct me if I'm wrong, and go ahead and put it in the chat if you like. There are two reasons why, or three reasons why parents and students alike really love advanced placement courses. One, there's potential to get college credit if they take the AP exam. Two, it's supposed to be college preparatory work. We're preparing them for college. And then three, if they do well in their AP class, it would increase their GPA and potentially get them above a 4.0. So for example, my son graduated last year and he took 3 AP courses and he graduated with a 4.125, which clearly put him in the running for a UC placement. In my partnership that we've been developing with the City College of San Francisco, which is up the block from Balboa, we have for the last 3 semesters provided, they're called AB 288, and that's a Assembly Bill 288 classes. And these are classes that are ran through City College. They're offered on the Balboa campus, and the students take them. And when they complete the classes, they have, one, it increases their GPA if they do well. 2, they are able to get a UC and CSU transferable credits. And then 3, they are doing college work, so therefore it is college preparatory work. And so I'm working right now with CCSF to develop a 3-year sequence of courses that the students can take beginning their sophomore year. And so my idea is that by the end of their senior year, students who have taken the opportunity could have potentially completed 6 college courses in their time at Balboa High School. And if you think about it, I came from a working class family, took out hella student loans, still paying them off. I've been a professional for 20 years. I got quite a few more years to go with paying off my student loans. Not only is my perspective to ensure that the students are prepared for college material, but also to get those UC transferable credits, because that could essentially translate into you saving money for tuition in the future. So with potentially 6 college classes they could take between the 10th grade and graduating their senior year, that could potentially save a family up to $6,000. Was that helpful, Neil?
Yeah, that was great.
And actually to connect that to the Bell schedule, that's another interest in changing our Bell schedule so that we can align it closely with the City College of San Francisco to increase the opportunities. 6 classes is great, right? And that's 6 more than I ever took when I was in high school. That's 6 more than a lot of students ever take in high school, 6 college courses. But if we can align our schedules with CCSF, we could potentially integrate CCSF college courses into our pathways within the 11th and 12th grade.
All right, thank you. Flourish, do you want any last words or for the meeting?
I just want to thank everyone for taking their time this evening to join us, especially to Principal Freedom and Assistant Principal Nepo, and Ingrid and Ella for translating throughout the night. I hopefully this meeting educated somewhat people in Parent View, and especially the piece with the college room. I think that it provided us a lot of information, and I'm glad that they were able to join with us. That's all I have. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Nepo, go right ahead.
Yep, I just want to also say that this meeting has been recorded up from when the college room started, so that I will put it on the website in the coming days. So just in case you have any friends or family members who missed out, you can let them know that to check our Balboa website for the video of this recording, so that way they can be able to catch up on anything and everything that we've talked about. And I think from here on out, we will continue to record our meetings, so it's available for families who weren't able to make it to our meeting today. But we had up to 80 participants or more at some point, and so that's again a phenomenal turnout for our first Balboa PTSA meeting virtually. So thank you all for being here, and for all of you guys and your families, that we hope that you guys are safe and sound as we get ready for Thanksgiving break. And Mr. Free, did you have any other last things you want to share to our families?
Number one, Flora, thank you so much for leading this ship with the team. Really appreciate you. There was a question or a comment that a message or a reminder message didn't come out until 6:30 this evening. I just wanted to state that actually phone calls went out yesterday as well and prior to. And so maybe if you want to double check with Ella and or Ingrid on how to update your phone number in Synergy or Parent View, just to double check and make sure that the number is correct, so that you could get the important notifications about the PTSA meetings and other opportunities in the future. But thank you so much. I love my Balboa PTSA. You guys make everything so much easier for our administration. So thank you.
You're welcome.